I just look at hairdressers as people. There's not this relationship of teacher, student, right? I don't really see myself above anyone. Whenever I saw a seminar or a demonstration, I was, being forced to look at technique in its purest form, right? Which I love, right? And I think, yes, it's very important to be a technical hairdresser. But I think that I always missed that aha moment, right? Where, someone would just have an idea, right? And it would happen. And I'd want to know where that idea came from. What I'd like to kind of, I guess, instill in people, right, is that we need to play a little bit more.
Through the years I had with him, he's really good. Like what he says right now is translating like his thought process, and he explains it how he got there. And that's what people are missing, like because they meet Eugene on the shows, they see what he does, but they don't hear his thought process, what goes into it. And I really want to do like kind of like package that and give that to the people, because otherwise it would be lost.
My name is Eugene Souleiman. I've worked with all the greats, past and present. Welcome to my Wig Masterclass.
The title of this masterclass is called The Land of Dreams.
Yeah,
Let's come up with that.
That's all him.
it's kind of like a metaphor for my brain, really, isn't it? Really, because I live in my own head,
Yeah.
right, and I dream a lot.
It's that simple. Yeah. Well,
We did one look, and as we were doing it, I started to get all these other ideas,
yeah.
right? And instead of doing one look, we decided what we would do is 4 looks
Yeah.
based on that theme, or an evolution of those looks, just to show you how far you could take something,
Yeah.
where you could take it. So everything we kind of did was very spontaneous.
It was quite brief, right? And like how normally I work with you in the past, like
That was like what you do at a show, like, oh, that doesn't work, we'll do that.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's like little bits of it where we were talking about education, and I was going, like if you're doing something, you wouldn't stand in that place. Why don't we shoot some of it on a GoPro?
Yeah.
Like I can stick a GoPro on my hat, right? So it will feel more interactive. Like the person could actually see what they would actually be doing.
Yeah. Let me ask you. I remember seeing you, and I know he used to be one of your assistants. But
The assistant.
the assistant. Tell me a bit how that ended up, or how you kind of saw that, because I always saw that Trevor with you.
My idea was like moving to London basically to assist Eugene, kind of research everybody's career in the industry, and then soon he come into session because a lot of greats are there. So that's how I can come across Eugene here
I met him
to do this.
when he worked for Tony and Guy,
Yeah, you can.
and he was doing style shows.
Yeah, was in 2000.
I thought, who's this guy
15,
coming
yeah.
up to me with this like Hawaiian shirt that's like unbuttoned down to it, with this,
It's very, very simple what I'm doing. I might be a little crazy and try things a little more unusual.
me think about things in a very different way. Is we've always talked about hair, haven't we? And ideas of hair.
And a lot to like 2 a.m. conversations.
Yeah.
And so,
And like, oh, it'd be great if you do that. And, and Pablo and myself, first and foremost, we're friends. I can't really work with people I don't get on with.
I mean, like the 3.5 years of Eugene, there wasn't like one experience I would say it was bad. I had a fucking great.
There was one. Pablo is when we were in Paris, and he'd like fallen asleep because he was so tired, and I had to scale the wall of the building right, and climb through the windows.
Yeah.
As you're working and you're going through your career, you realise, right, that the biggest luxury you have is time. When COVID happened, right, there was no work.
Yeah.
So for me, I looked at it in a very different way.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought this is a really great time to like invest in myself creatively.
Yeah.
And that's why we were having all those conversations. And I'd like,
Well, it sounds like you had a good.
I'd ring him up and I'd go, hey, I've got
Mm.
this idea, right? I've got this wig, and there's a bit of this going on here, and I'm not quite sure about that. What can we do?
I'll be sharing with you my experiences with designers, catwalk shows, telling you little stories about things and teach you little tricks that will save you.
We ended up at this point where we're like, well, you know, we should do something, because originally I came from a trade teaching background with Trevor.
I saw you guys working a few years back, and the good thing is Trevor was there. And I remember him saying, "Fucking, I wish I was doing that."
That's what you want, isn't it? It's like your dad, your professional dad's, right, patting you on the back.
Yeah,
When he's always kicked you up your ass,
yeah, no, absolutely.
you know.
Well, it seems to me you've got a great partnership, and that is really what I think people will want to see.
What I recognize is that like you have so many ideas, and you go so far with things that people sometimes try to like pin you down. Not try to pin you down, but like, okay, let's keep that. And like, I would go and say, oh, this is great. What about this? And like, it would evolve and evolve. So like, I think this is why it worked so good from the beginning.
I think Pablo and myself, I'm speaking for you, but I might be wrong, are not traditional in any sense in terms of how we think of hair and who we are as people. And I would say we don't fit into a particular category of person or what you would imagine a hairdresser to be like.
Yeah.
Pablo's like really very logical and organised, and I'm like the complete opposite. You know,
I'm sure that. Yeah.
he's not saying anything, but you know, like silence speaks volumes, doesn't it?
This course is not just about techniques, it really is about training your mind.
Obviously, it's a Wig Academy. We're teaching a lot about wigs, but the hairdressers understand that they can learn skill from there. They can apply it as well in daily life.
I think it's it's a lot different to using a blocker or whatever, but it is a way that you don't get fearful.
Absolutely.
And creativity is stopped sometimes by fear.
Yeah, 100%.
I was totally stopped by fear, like, you know.
There's absolutely nothing in the world that I wouldn't try to do with hair.
I think in Fringe, I've always loved bringing the best, hairdressers out there and artists, really. It's not just about hair. It's about people getting together and doing stuff and creating and pushing the boundaries. And here you've got two of the best that are doing that. And I hope you enjoyed the interview. Thank you very much, Mr. Eugene and Pablo.